Hi, today I'm going to talk about my heart condition. Um, I really don't like talking about my personal things, especially health. But a lot of people are curious, and maybe it would also help other people be educated, and encourage them to get checked and not be scared or not get worried. So it all started after having my baby. I forgot now. I think my son Atlas was just 3 or no. He was just 6 months old when it happened. So we were alone in the house, and I felt like I was sweating. I couldn't breathe properly. I feel like my heart is racing. It's about to get out, like literally get out of my body, or like I don't know. It was just so difficult to explain, but I was so scared because as I've said, I'm alone with my son, and so I called 911. They arrived, but first the paramedic arrives, and then no, I'm so sorry. The first people, like when you call 911, it's not the ambulance that will immediately arrive. The first group of people that will help you is the firefighters. So believe it or not, there was like a fire truck outside the house, and they helped me. It's like the kind of like a first aid. So they arrive here. They have like I think they have an oxygen. I had an oxygen, I remember. And then they were checking my pulse. They checked my blood pressure, and they said like my heart rate was very very fast, and they couldn't, like, we literally waited like probably 15 or 30 minutes, but it wasn't going down. So they were worried that it might be something serious, but obviously they don't want to tell me, but they're just like worried I'm having some serious heart attack or whatever, or stroke. So they said, okay, you know what, we're gonna call the ambulance, and they'll be the one to bring you into the hospital. So we waited for the ambulance, and then the firefighter left, and then I was brought the ambulance. I already called my husband because obviously my baby was with me. Atlas was with me during the time, and he was just 6 months old. So my husband arrived, and my husband was with my son, and my parents-in-law arrived as well during that time because they went to, I don't know where they went. I think they had some errands, and they also arrived. And since my parents arrived, so they took care of my 6 months old, and my husband followed me to the hospital. So I stayed in the hospital, if I'm not mistaken, 2 to 3 days. I was doing a lot of tests for my heart, ECG, ultrasound. I did a stress test. Like the stress test, like it's like running on a treadmill, trying to, I think, to see like the capacity of your heart, I don't know, or your blood pressure, if it will raise, or if you will pass out, or basically just that. And the ultrasound, it's lit like ultrasound. There's like a, they will look at the structure of your heart. Is it like in a normal size? Is there any blockage, things like that. So I did all the tests, and they said, yeah, it seems like I have like an arrhythmia, like an irregular heartbeat. And they also prescribe beta blocker. I don't know how else to explain that beta blocker, but it's literally like a common medication, type of medication for heart problems. It lowers my heartbeat, and it lessens the workload of my heart. So basically, because I'm taking that medication, it should lower my heartbeat, but at the same time, because it's lessening the workload of my heart, it makes me a little bit sleepy and tired, just because, as I've said, it's making me slow down, and I'm not so, I know some medication affects the blood pressure, but in my case, I don't know. And then I have like a huge team of cardiologists. I've seen, I think I've seen 4 cardiologists now, because under cardiologists they also have different specialization. And the fact that they also diagnosed me with long QT syndrome, and I went to see another cardiologist for that because they need to test my blood if it is actually running in my genes. And luckily, it they didn't see it in my genes, meaning it doesn't run in my family or I'm not a carrier whatsoever, but they just don't know why. They couldn't explain why I have a long QT syndrome. You can, I don't also know how to explain what is a long QT syndrome, but it's something like, the, I don't know, I'm not gonna try to explain it and then I'm just gonna make people confused about it. So if you want, you can read further about it. And then I normally go back and forth to cardiologists because they want to make sure my beta blocker medication is working, but they gave me before like the minimum dosage, but it doesn't really work. So right now I am in the maximum dosage of my medication. And before I told them, like, whenever I pick up something and then I get up, I really literally feel so dizzy that I'm gonna about to pass out. So they said, you know what, let us check your blood pressure. Maybe it's something that will, help us also, how you say this, literally, like, we need to check all the things that's connected to your heart just to be sure that it's not something else, that it's just your heart and not other organs. So I see an internal medicine just to check how my kidneys are working, and they're all good. And I have to wear, to be able to diagnose me if I have a high blood pressure. I had to wear like the blood pressure thing for the whole day, not just whole day, sorry, 24 hours. I was wearing that literally in my sleep, and I have like a tiny apparatus, kind of like a belt around my waist, and then it's taking my blood pressure every 15 minutes. Like literally, I could feel that the thing in my arm tightening. So I don't know, it's the technology nowadays are amazing. So that's like every 15 minutes, and then so that the tiny screen or apparatus around my waist, that's where the data is stored. It's like probably like a flash drive, and then I have to, after 24 hours, I need to bring it to the clinic, and they will get the data, and then from there, when they download it, they'll be able to find out how my blood pressure is throughout the day and throughout the night. And they will get the mean, meaning the average, and they will be able to see what's my lowest blood pressure and what's my highest blood pressure, and based on the time as well, like what time during the day. And but I don't remember them, it's just my daily thing. They didn't limit me whatsoever in activities or food intake, nothing like that, just like normal day. And then after that, the results came like negative, meaning I literally don't have blood pressure. It's not something to do with my kidney, it's not something to do with my blood pressure. So my cardiologist say, okay, so let's go back. So meaning it's really my heart, okay? So as I've said, they don't know if this arrhythmia is because of my pregnancy, or it's because of other vaccines, infection. Like, they just don't know, and I don't really want to kind of like stress myself thinking about like where did this came from. So what also they did, they implanted a loop recorder in my chest. That's why I have like a mini scar here. So it's like if I will touch it, I can still feel the metal here, and I got like a patient's card, because like if I need to go to the airport or any metal detector, I need to show that to them. And if I need to get MRI or something, I need to show that card as well, that I have like a metal in my body, because it, like, those metal, especially the ones at the airport, which is very very strong, something to do with like magnetic, it could delete the data that is being stored in that tiny thing that they implanted in my heart, because the data in here goes to my cardiologist, and they review the results. If I'm having arrhythmia, if my heart stopped, if my heart was being like literally very slow or very fast. So yeah, so that's how it is. I can continue talking about it, like maybe I'll do part 2, because right now it's been almost 10 minutes. But yeah, so there. And if people are wondering, I am just 35, and yeah, it's well, I'm not scared or worried. Well, I mean, it's tough, but it is what it is. You just have to be positive. And yeah, so I'll do part 2, and I'll talk about it more. Just so yeah. Okay, bye.